Hey Raider fanatics, it's been a while since I've had a chance to talk to you, but today I want to talk about adjusting the drive belt. It's a thing that a lot of people have been talking about on the forums, and if aside from the owners or the maintenance manual for the bike, there's really not much else out there that tells you how to do it. So I decided that we're going to we'll do it on camera today. We'll show you exactly how it's done. We're going to start off with checking the slack, which is the amount that the belt deflects when you push on the bottom of it, and if it's too loose, you can damage the belt, and if it's too tight, it puts undue strain on the drive component. So we want to check the slack of the belt first, and then if it's out of adjustment, we're going to show you how to make those adjustments as well. All right, so let's talk just for a couple seconds about the tools that are required to properly do the job, and as we go through, we'll show you actually how to use them. First thing, anybody that owns a belt-driven motorcycle, you should never be without this. This is a belt tension gauge, and it allows us to accurately measure the slack in your drive belt. All right. Next, this little wrench here, you're going to need a 12 millimeter open-end wrench to adjust the axle adjusters that are going to either increase or decrease tension on the belt. This is vital. This is a 1 1/16 inch socket. This is going to loosen the axle bolt that allows it to give it enough movement so that we can move the entire axle back and forth and adjust the tension. And then finally, along with that, you need, this is really important, a torque wrench that's going to measure at least 110 pounds, which is what you're going to need to tighten the axle bolt. Deflects when we push up and down on it. That's how we're going to measure the slack. There are these little hash marks on the port here. Each one of those hash marks is 5 millimeters of deflection. Now, when you have the bike on a stand with the rear wheel raised like we do, you want to see between 14 and 23 millimeters of deflection. If you're measuring the drive belt on its side stand, you want somewhere between 7.5 and 13 millimeters of deflection. So we definitely have more deflection to play with when the bike is up on an appropriate jack stand and the rear wheel's off the ground. Now, how do we actually measure this deflection? What we do here is we take our belt tension gauge, and this plate right here is going to go directly against the bottom of the belt. When we push the plunger on here up to the O-ring, that's 10 pounds of force being exerted on the belt. So what we do here is we place the belt tension gauge right there in the belt guard up against the belt, and then we push up. Now, with 10 pounds of force being exerted, this belt is deflecting all the way up against the lower belt guard. We've got at least, well, let's see, at least 20 millimeters of deflection, and the only thing that's really stopping the belt tension gauge at this point is actually it hitting the belt guard itself. So we know that this belt needs to be adjusted.